just start getting more at his lane. I think is really key in on though. You can see already out to a quick lead is Rasmus, but this is very much a kill lane. This goes way back.
Oh, nice skewer back. Tofu's in some trouble here, and maybe he'll survive, but takes a hefty amount of damage for it.
Yeah, this is a lane that you got to figure the Smashers will win. Double melee against a Deuce, it's pretty damn easy to land good. And you'll look to see him do it on Archer for both CS and harass damage.
Now, this is something that in lane may not feel good, but in overall game sense, it's good versus the Medusa, right? You talked about how they're going to be able to scale so well because of the power, but also high ground defense is bottom lane. They're going to try and focus down Tofu, and unfortunately, we got a pause on our hands. It looks to me like Tofu's dead as they've got Skewer activating from Zai, so that should just be able to finish him off. No fair fires left or anything.
He's got charts, so if he comes right back and disjoints his position, I think he can Olay it.
Really? I don't think you can really knock yourself to the side too much, though.
He can do a little bit. I think he's gonna disjoint this if he reacts immediately.
You want to bet on it?
I think.
I'm gonna say no way in hell.
I believe that if Zai doesn't cancel the skewer, I think Zai is just going to cancel the skewer. Okay, but if he doesn't, Tofu is going to juke it by spamming Shard just above him to push him down out of the path of the skewer.
I feel like you can't really move yourself like that. Maybe he could move Zai with the Shard, but I still don't think that would be enough. Anyway, Mag is really good against Dusa, right? Because she attempts to go high ground, she is a perfect target to pull her back to tier 4.
Sort of goes both ways because theoretically Dusa's down to just tank the RP and, you know, kind of face check, provide optimal positioning for his supports because, you know, she can just charge up the high ground. The difficulty is that you don't really ever have the ability to itemize against RP. You know, BKB doesn't matter. Sure, you have a snowball save, but one time is all it takes for the Deuce to be left isolated.
All right, here we go. Tofu. Can you pull it off?
First, okay, he didn't have enough time to react.
Oh, okay. Sure.
And so much more shall soon be spent.
And Ace won't even be able to get the rebuttal kill. So, first blood for Team Secret, as that was not supposed to happen with the Medusa versus double melee matchup. They were supposed to just win the CS battle, maybe even get a kill. Secret overperforming the lanes perhaps a bit as mid is being won by the Beastmaster as well.
To be fair, Zai is really good at Dota 2.
Yeah, I would say all of Secret is really good at Dota 2.
I love what Nisha's doing.
Just down the boar. Wow.
This is so smart though, because if he doesn't go early, the boar kills the rune.
Yeah.
So by just spending this, yeah, sure, Bomb still gets it, but he has to be at that rune for an extra 15 seconds to ensure that he does.
Oh, nice damage. Yeah. Not about charging away. He's going to charge in. Whoa. He's going to charge in? Excuse me? All right. They're just the death then. He thought about I was like, all right, you go to mid? Maybe he just didn't have he didn't see an option there.
Right, thanks.
Yeah, that is really key about Beast. He pushes the lane in with axes.
Yep.
So he's going to push it into you, and then every single power rune, the water rune's going to up. He's going to throw a board to one side and force to either creeps or lose out on the rune.
It's very annoying. With it sounds like you can really target the board very effectively. Nice kill up top. Easy shredder into cookie stun. This is the downside of this top lane. Yes, you have some kill threat, but it's a jugs. With spin off cooldown, if you ever get cookied at Lena, you're just going to die. And yep.
And so he can't even go for it, which means it's probably Nisha's. Yep. He wants to. So he got both water runes.
Dire structures are fortified.
Oh, yeah, look at Nisha, man. He's just... This is 2 waves. Love that glyph usage because that's 7 creeps of experience now that Stormstormer just will not be present for. In addition, Nisha's 6 timing, that activates the Yapsor into the game. Suddenly, one axe throw onto the clock, he's 70% HP or so. If Yapsor's off map, now you're just dead with charge roar combination, and he's already out-leveled. It's going to be a tough game for our boy Stormstormer.
You know what the best part is that they picked this into it. Oh, what is this?
What happened there?
How did he must have been charged back or something, right? So he's going to fight it out, but Yapsor's more than tanky enough.
What the? How? that happen? I think he must have caught him off guard with the 2-point shockwave. Typically, you'll Mags going for the more empower-based style, but Zion just straight up utilizing the spell damage. Yeah, you see how it's just so much lower risk it feels for Secret in all of their lanes. Mid, they have the advantage. Top lane, oh, we didn't get. Wait, what? What? That shouldn't be possible.
Hey, there's the leaping ballerina combo, killing Gilger once again.
He was roared in tower range. He must have just misplayed and gone for a deny and just got killed in the face. And Secret's winning every lane.
Yeah.
Top isn't going as well as you might have hoped, but they are getting kills. This is the power of the caustic build on Sand King. And wow, the double skewer, but he hadn't charged yet. How do you get a double skewer off?
He just somehow walked up on a really good shockwave and skewered both of them.
Now that's impressive.
It's an angry Secret, as you saw. They are here to crush anybody who stands in their way.
Gold for me.
So far, so good. We'll see, though. I mean, it is Deuce lineup. Never count him out. And I like what Ace has done here. Triple Wraith Band. So going for as much early game stat as possible. Trying to be strong.
It's coming in. Gilger doesn't see it coming until Zulu. Oh, that was a nice little burrow. It's not going to stop it, but for a second there. A decent attempt. Hey, Zion's dead. So look at Tofu being all nice. Butters up Ace, leaves him kill. Another charge coming in now. It's Rasmus who's going to be the target of the Sane. He through and hits the Spirit Breaker. Nicely played. That should get him out.
Doesn't it?
Oh, mid lane. Oh, don't tell me Nisha did it again. He's got a haste. He's going to chase.
Oh, God, he's coming. The Axis. Oh, it nails him. Nisha purposely moves himself so the Axis are going to come right back towards Stormstormer even as he attempts to juke down.
And I don't know how to play this Beastmaster hero. We saw it ignored in the lower division earlier and in a couple of our CIS or Eastern European.
Master's Mask. Quap is the answer. I dumpster him with Dagger. He's a melee hero. And Ace is just like, oh man, not you may everybody else, but you don't dumpster me.
Oh my goodness.
Nisha does it again, killing just off of Quap.
Nisha wasn't even at TI8, man, where the pre-party they had an act throwing competition. Funny enough, I believe both Puppy and Kuro made it to the finals. Nisha wasn't even there. Still got the skills.
Guys are thanks, man. You know where he's going, trying to pull him through the. I believe. Not a bad idea. It does cancel his healings. And maybe does get the kill as Yapsor lines up a charge to top lane. He sees Gilger super low. They don't even need the charge to kill the Lina. Keep it going. Maybe he catches Rasmus, but no.
Net worth, though, you know, it's not the big issue is actually the XP because Nisha is level 10. He is XP per minute. Second place is Medusa at 400, and this is not good. Yo, Quap is a snowballing hero. If you fall behind like this, what are you supposed to do? And also pretty susceptible. You know, Nisha's just pushing the lane in. I love the purchase of the Soul Ring. Oh, okay, yeah. That was not good too, but the Soul Ring purchase means he's just spamming axes.
Looks like Rapsor is going to be cut out as a result. Smashers, Stormstormer's probably calling like, guys, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm getting absolutely obliterated in the mid lane. I need some help.
This has happened to me before, and it is a little embarrassing. You know, you feel kind of sheepish. It's like when you spill a drink. Like, does anybody have an extra shirt? You know, you hate to be the burden, but in this case, you really got to get assistance. Because otherwise, Nisha just straight up wins this game by himself. He's more than halfway to Aghanim's.
I love that he keeps on doing that. He keeps on stacking and farming that hard camp from the easy camp. It's pretty crazy. Nisha knows all the tricks here, man.
Oh my, Ancients. I don't think think he could stack it again. At least if he clears that ancient stack, does he just have Ags? How many is that? 3? 4? 4.
It's going to be close.
Dyer's middle tower isn't
the
going
card
to last long.
Arc's open too, so he can pull that over as well.
Well, bright side, Ace is farming quite well. He is going for the Manta build. This is one of the heroes a lot of people theorize would benefit from the Manta change. The illusions taking less damage, and in addition, lasting the same duration, whether you are ranged or melee. You can argue Deuce, Luna, maybe Morphling are the 3 heroes that benefit the most. Is he leaving it for Matsu? Nice guy.
Dyer's middle tower.
Alright, still takes the majority of it, but you know, they're gonna make sure guys here that you call over both of the heroes that are farming an ancient stack, just to make sure that this guy's dead, anyone comes close is dead as well, and hey, let's just go ahead and hit the tower too, why not?
Look at Nisha.
Radiant
Yep,
structures
of course.
have been snow
The Ancients
fortified.
with the boar.
Are those cracks in
No,
Dyer's
no
top
time
tower?
wasted, so even though they abandoned the stack, the same
Radiant's
value
middle tower
is
could use
gained.
some help.
8 stacks!
Dyer's top tower is under
8.
attack.
Ah, man.
This man got
Tower
3
down.
slow kills on a quad mid lane, and stacked 8 times. That should not be
Here's the
thing.
possible, Ice Frog.
The thing about it is that if you look at Secret historically, they get beaten by being thrown off their timings, right? The same way, how does Tom Brady, how does he get taken down? When the D-line can get pressure without having to blitz. Think about how Sigma took them down the series last week.
Radiant's
High
middle tower
aggression,
is under
they throw
attack.
Secret off their timings. Same goes even back to
Dyer's top
TI9
tower
when they
is under
eliminated
attack.
Secret, using the Alk draft that
Dyer's
came
no
online way
fortified
before
with
Secret
structures.
was prepared. And your response with a week of preparation is
It's
to
beating on
Medusa?
Dyer's top
We'll
tower.
see. But, you know, he is top net worth, but
Dyer's
Secret are
top
really
tower
good
is
at min-maxing.
strong.
Nisha proving it right here, hitting up
Radiant's
10
bottom
stacks
tower is under
in
attack.
12 minutes. While owning the
Radiant's
game,
bottom
while
tower
killing the
has
enemy mid
fallen.
player.
Yeah.
While taking his tower, he's still able to maximize efficiency. In fact, his Aghanim Scepter is on the way. There it
Dire
is.
have fortified their
12-10.
structures.
Must be a record.
Must be a record. I'm sure JJ will.
Someone better
Not the
than Dyer's middle
Ooh,
tower.
26 seconds lower, huh?
Then the patch average? Okay,
I'll take your
I'm gonna say.
Dyer's middle tower
I'd
is
be
not
fine.
going to last long.
8 minutes faster than the average. Mid lane, that's going to be an easy kill on a puppy, but also get a tower out of this. Isn't too bad, but they want to fight real badly.
Look at Zai.
The charge is going to start coming through. Rasmus is going to be the target to start things off. The X's are raining in.
It's just cutting him off with the pass, guarding the choke.
Yep, he's going to make sure they can't get away so easily. He's going to view over to the side. He misses straight up. And he's going to be forced to don't get through. That actually going to get the kill on his life. That big scream.
Whoa.
Well, that actually goes out with the. Oh no, Ace. He thought maybe this was going to be good, but now he's going to be lit up by Puppy. And it did.
the axe.
And
no.
the moment of weakness from Secrets, but they didn't have any damage
Oh
left.
my
And
God.
Stormstormer getting blinked away in time. Oh, thank God. Did not want to see this poor boy die again, Tanisha.
Zai, I feel like he's prone to do that. I can't remember who was discussing it, but in one of those TI interviews, he was discussed as one of the most patient players. In this case, made the right moves and then skewered it into nowhere and died. I feel like this happens like once a month or so.
Yeah.
Just a slightly questionable play. You're like almost too patient. So the right move just never materializes. And with Ags up, you do have Healing Ward as well as a threat. Although I don't think she has the mana pool to potentially do Roche. Perhaps just baiting it. But 15 it's still an even game.
Yeah.
This is not as bad as the kill score would look. Consider Nisha is at his timing. Like, he doesn't really get too much stronger than this for a little while.
Stack the ancient camp again, but we'll forgive Nisha that one transgression there, as he's going to be trying to pick up bot soon. Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that Nisha's just having such a crazy performance, then Hellbear Smashers would be looking fantastic here, I think.
Yeah. Matsu also go win for this, the SY into the Ags build. I can't remember who was playing last week. Did the same, going straight to Valina.
Rasmus abandons him. Yapstor goes for the +1. Pushing through, but they definitely got him. Anything. Gilger. He was the one trying to escape, but can't get away from Momentum, man.
Heads up play from Yapstar. Maybe they lose Gilger there if he had the TP cooldown, but went for the +1. Saw that Misery was in vision. Erasmus was in vision. Got the core kill guaranteed. Matu able to follow up, collect the extra support. But yeah, gold lead is in the side of Hellbear Smashers.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And that's because Medusa continues to take advantage of all the space that is available. And part of the reason he's farming so efficiently is the triple Wraithband build.
But then we remember Beastmaster things. Arcane Root. 15 seconds. Has the trinket as well. He's going to keep that for a while.
Yeah, so, you know, give it spell damage, but mana cost reduction really bothers me.
The bonus health, it's still one of the best ones.
Mana for the axes right now.
No cooldown.
I'll trust SMI in their game versus Secret.
How do you even balance this as a mechanic, though? There's no cooldown. It's either going to do enough damage to be viable or not enough. Right? Like, it feels tough to find that middle ground.
When you play with Lena, Radiant's bottom
Suppose if you
tower
nerf
is under
base stats a bit, he won't be quite as dominant in lane. The fact that a Beastmaster is able to crush a Quap kind of just blows my mind. But
yeah,
Matu's build makes a lot of sense. He has the Empower and the Beastmaster aura, so we can go for these fighting items without hurting his progression.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And Ace at some point will be dropped. Gold lead going back and forth, but if Secret can take this tier 2, they will gain control of the outpost.
Charge on through. Rasmus. Quick reaction by him. Walk in the vertical line. It's already dead. They're turning around, trying to still deal with the Spear Breaker. They didn't kill him, but it takes such a long time. Now they're going to be hot tofu. No chance in a snowball setup. Is he going to be able to get out of that one? The X's. No cooldown to him.
They set up there by Secret. They have this really nice ward near their top outpost, so they had to charge for vision. And a easy as pie RP from Zai has the blink revealed. He finds that kill. He'll be quite happy with that.
All right, Butterfly, Vine Raid.
Those cracks in Dyer's top tower?
The Butterfly make a lot of sense. You'll be able to juke all of the pretty much soul right damage from Secret. You know, the little shot, all 3/4, and it's also quite nice for the stats. Most benefit to DPS of Anti-Illusions as well.
Mostly right-click damage. Let's not forget she is a slow damage over time hero. Okay, this Beastmaster.
That's a good point. I forgot about that.
Like, Beastmaster, here's the thing is that, like, Beastmaster is the king of these long, drawn-out fights. Nobody beats him in that regard. I have yet to see a Beastmaster lose in that exact type of team.
Because it used to be physical damage on the axes. At least you could stack armor. Now he's suddenly an insane damage head.
Okay. Leon potentially goes over to the mid. They're going to complete Rasmus, make it burst down, but they do lose Juggernaut and Rasmus just yet. Then gets the burst strike onto Yapstor. They're going to chase after him. Nisha, though, it's already cleaned up the toss in the sun. It's like Yapstor 2-for-1 exchange so far. Secret quickly retreating. They say, all right, you win this one, Hellbear.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Went from Matu there. Somewhat uncharacteristic. He just went completely YOLO and oh wow, that's straight up. All right.
And if they're not careful,
I'll take your
Beastmaster is going to base and he's racking up that axe damage. It's going to build and build and build.
It's just he's farming so fast. Cleave plus axe spam. Eating waves.
That wasn't too
Mace
right.
is honestly doing his best to keep up with a beast. I mean, been saying that's a little weird. First epicenter I've seen. But that was still involved. Did they have? They Stormtrooper wasn't go for that. He blinks away. But the axes, they're always there beyond godlike. And Erasmus, he won't be getting out either.
That's just straight up mistakes.
Yeah.
Like, Secret, yeah, they're ready to respond, but that should be a dead Jug. You know, there's plenty of time to get the Orchid off. Erasmus either went too soon or Storm didn't recognize the range, so he could spin off pre-Orchid. That's an easy way to lose too. In a game that was looking close, you cannot afford to make mistakes like that. Of it a Secret line, of course, they had the charge thing come in quickly, and then lots TP. Shorter cooldown and maneuverability, huge advantage. consider Hellbear's draft, to your point, like Medusa, very slow acting, no bots to be spoken of for this entire Radiant side.
Wow, it feels like Secret's just all over the place. 15,000 damage. He is making up the Juggernautness and Spirit Breaker's contribution in damage game.
An Aeon disc. Next item. Just going. Or not Aeon disc. Octarine core.
Yeah.
You need better gen talent, of course. I'm just act spam. We don't really need key in on niche anymore. The smoke move coming out.
We've
though.
already done it for the last 20 minutes. It's hard not to.
It's his fault. He won't leave.
Radiant's top tower
Won't leave our
has
boys
looked better.
Smashers alone. They're trying to smoke up, get a gank off here. Nice ward, but look at the Secret, very aware. Camping the wave.
Radiant's top tower is
Epicenter
under attack.
up. We do have the mag coming in from the mag. That always feels quite bad. Or whenever the enemy team has mech or a pipe, it's like, well, there goes most of my center damage.
The charge.
Going after the top, which don't think they want to complete that. Ace really wants to keep holding this high ground, it looks like.
Yeah, there's the on the Secret Jug. So yeah, now it's go time to hit the power spike. Jug's got his item, Aeon or Aether Lens, Nisha, everything's ready to go. They have mech. This is a Secret. All three cores hit an item spike. Well, let's just go get a fight, or at the very least, we're going to play some good wards. Matu draws the line. At the very least, they're going to force Hellbear Smashers back to the safety of their tier 2 tower.
Farming their way back, Ace taking what gold he can as they retreat back to their side of the map.
Tower is under attack.
Yep. This is the right move. You can't fight this. It's just simply not possible right now for the Smashers. So you mirror the movements. If you want to take bottom area Secret, go for it. There's no tower there. Take our outpost back. We don't mind. We're going to do our best to keep Medusa safe and hold his hand as he continues to try and accelerate his farm. Just can't shake the feeling. You know, Secret there, they're like a free lion searching for the jugular. One big fight, they straight up take 2 racks if 3 heroes inside or down without buyback.
Ace putting himself in the front lines here. Swift Slash from the top man, just a poke to see if maybe they can get a Stone Gaze Forest or something like that from the Medusa. Ace, though,
You tend to get
remains pretty calm. Doesn't pop anything major here. The charge completing here, still on top. The skewer misses Zai. The shots come in from the fire in front of it. They're going to bring down Gilger. One support already down, and Ace having to use its Stone Gaze to retreat. But they can't get away from this Beastmaster. He pursues. Blink Dagger and Axes rain eating constantly. Stormer. Zai. Another screw up from him. And they're still going to catch maybe Yapsor. He's like, don't worry, buddy. I got him, even if it forces me into tier 2. Oh, the Sapphire. The healing talent comes out. It actually keeps Yapsor alive. Well done. Zai and Nisha are able to bring down 2. Aeon Disc immediately popping there. Zai is quite low. He's going to try and skewer away to safety here. The last couple of shots coming in. It's not quite enough. The Solar Crest helps keep him alive, and it is taking so much damage from these axes. He's got to retreat, but nice interception there from Red, who stops his charge on through, gives up his life to be able to bring down Sword. But Ace, he needs more help. Nisha, he doesn't care about the tier 4s. He's in deep packs. He's just going to take him out with more axes. I can't, Kyle. These axes are insane. Can't not talk about just that's all. Look at the damage.
8,000 damage. Nearly 2/3 of the team's total output in the fight. Almost twice as much as the entire enemy team. It's more than his team combined, Cap. More than his team combined. Oh, it's close. Yeah, it's not quite. Not quite. I did some math on the fly.
It's so absurd. What is this? We need a patch immediately. We already have one. We already have one. We need another patch.
It's funny, Zion's just like having fun. What was his output in that last fight? He empowered his allies. He whiffed a couple skewers. Like, sorry guys, nice little cooldown. I'll be back soon.
He shockwaved, but I feel like that last kill didn't even need it. I feel like this would have killed him.
This is my favorite part, but just like Zai.
Zai's got him.
Gets the Q.
Pulls
I want to waste the RP.
Gets the skewer.
Oh yeah, touchdown. And what's funny? Yamster even gets the bash. So he could have just taken his time. But to him, JJ. To the knife. Rasmussen double.
Out somebody save me. Downtown. Nice snowball, but now I think you. Oh, actually, okay, no. Rasmus does manage to blink away until. Oh God, he's here. He's coming. Niche is here with the axes. Fortunately, he doesn't know exactly where Rasmus is positioned.
He even did good for the Aeon disc before Yachter because he's just so far ahead. He's the only way we're gonna fight is if I get jumped on by this huge combo, the sand cane combination.
They're
Much
beating on
magic
Dyer's top
damage.
tower.
Ace is way out by himself right now. So he's making the call. Go TP in there. Just take the tier 3, take the lane of Barracks. I'm going to make sure this guy can't TP out. Got to kill Yapsor first. If they TP back to safety, in fact, they may even try. Maybe they're just giving this up. And TP in now, but it's awfully late. Just with the melee Barracks is about to fall. Matuba will pop the spin to finish it off. Are backing away. Skewer in, made it find Gilger. The old scepter, that's only going to buy you a moment's peace before you eventually die, sir. 10, 11, 11,000 worth lead. Secret taking one look at Barracks.
Niche is just playing his own game, own little mini game on the side. Just whack-a-mole, throwing actors constantly.
Back a little bit, hits the RP. Keep him in place, keep the axes flowing. Nice snowball back to Siege Wagon. That was inside the base. They're still going to go for it, though. The charge off. Topo's already dead. Nice line of weight. I don't think he's here, but Nisha, the axes continue to build up. Nisha does get stone gates here. Still has cheese to be able to work with. He gives him a little pop. He turns around. Next kick up, but now they skewered in deep. That's not where they wanted to be. The snowball pulls him around, but Ace, he doesn't have anything left. He doesn't have enough. It was secret. That's it. It's GG. There is no way in hell that they're going to let this Beastmaster through again. Hellbear Smashers 100% are banning that out. Otherwise, it's a... Well,
Yeah, I mean, just 1609 on Nisha. They first pick it. We're picking Beastmaster. It's going mid. You last pick, counter it. It does not succeed, and you straight up just get axed to death. I think he's going to end with possibly
Guys, I have some news. I'm switching. मैं एक ऐसी टीम ज्वाइन करने जा रहा हूं जिस पे करोड़ों लोग भरोसा करते हैं. इस
Hey.
That Hellbear Queen of Pain because they thought it was going to be Snapfire.
Or Stormstormer now realizes, oh no, I'm not going to get my
5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team's turn to pick. Radiant team's turn to pick.
Invoker.
Game 2 of Team Secret versus Hellbear Smashers coming your way here at DreamLeague Season 15, powered by Intel. And this second game, we talked about the first one, saying, hey, if Beastmaster was not part of the equation, this game might have looked very, very even. And fingers crossed that Beastmaster won't be part of the equation, because it definitely looked a little bit on the broken side, even though it was also just great plays coming out from Nisha. But this time around, yeah, it is first big go in the way of Hellbear Smashers, and Team Secret does not want to have to play against Beastmaster, but a very surprising first pick coming out.
Strange.
Well, they do it.
They played a lot.
They first pick it from they've done this before, right?
They first phase pick it.
Sure.
Not first overall pick, and I am like, it's not something that would have gotten banned, I think, either. Like, Team Secret
against Stormstormer
didn't ban that.
It's his best hero.
I just have a hard time believing it's worth it, because if you, it doesn't matter only if it's your best hero, but I think the hero also has to be like really strong in the current patch, and I think the water runes, they just don't help him at all. I think the rework to Invoker is kind of irrelevant in terms of like the fact that they gave him stats when he levels up his orbs, rather than then they nerfed like the bonuses of the individual orbs when you have them activated. I just think if you're a mid laner that doesn't spam spells with Bottle, you're not necessarily a meta mid laner. It doesn't mean you can't pick them, but I have to believe they're more situational. And with Invoker, the way Stormstormer usually plays it, as far as I've seen, is that he goes for the Quasic Zord and he maxes out those Forge Spirits and buys the potential Midas Boots of Travel Ags kind of build. And that's just a pace of the game that Hellbear Smashers, I think, is comfortable with. And Team Secret says, no, this pace of the game is going to be as fast as possible. We're sprinting right at you.
Yeah, I'll be surprised.
Down in gyro.
I feel like he's got to go for the Causeway Switchblade sort of build up. Otherwise, yeah, he's going to get run.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen Stormstormer do it. It's like I agree with you. I think you'll have to try to match this a bit, but I don't know if they actually do that.
In the game, in the first game, the Team Secret played against Team Nigma. They also went for the Bounty Hunter Gyro, and it was a Zai Bounty Hunter and a Matu Gyro. That whole series, though, and a Jungle Venom, correct, series was played ultra super fast by the side of Team Nigma. So that should be something that hopefully Hellbear Smashers has learned from, because that's, that is at the moment the way to beat Team Secret, surely.
Yeah, matching the pace is a huge part of dealing with Secret. What I liked the last game was that they did have really strong dual lanes. The Tusk Medusa and the Sand King Lina coming out from Hellbear Smashers. Like, they have aggression potential. They force reactions to anything they're doing. So T-Secret can't just do their standard efficiency all through lanes while also ganking you with the likes of Yaps or Zybe. And this time around, I don't know how I feel about this Willow pick. I think Bounty Hunter needs to have, there needs to be like a Spear Breaker-esque, an Earth Spirit hero that you see the Bounty Hunter on a ward, you TP in, you catch him. You punish the fact that he's running around all the time.
I do feel I've seen the Hellbear Smashers a few times with their drafts. It seems like they're straying away from the kill of Earth Spirit, and I don't know why. Maybe he's just not feeling as confident on it as the moment. Sure, obviously heroes like the Gyro can be pretty irritating. You make a roll or you get in on top of him, you're going to die to the Gyro's damage output, but
he's not out of the meta or anything, right?
No, I think absolutely still perfectly playable.
Yeah.
Just for whatever reason, something that Hellbear's seemingly strayed away from, even though I think they've got a very proficient player in the lineup.
Interesting. Sven ban. I guess it makes sense. The Warcry AoE armor against the Gyro is seemingly the concern for them there.
Yeah, well, because to get buffed up with the talent got buffed, you've got that extra.
You have two talents now, I think. One that gives you more and one that gives you more duration.
Yeah. So, I mean, if anything, maybe Secret sort of saying something there, saying, hey, teams, if you live into Gyro, Sven is good. So something to definitely take note there for other squads to watch.
And they actually banned the PL as well. In the past, Gyro was a PL counter, not really the case anymore. PL doesn't really have to go in. You can just spam him down and burn his mana. Gyro heavily reliant on the mana. The way that Gyro scales is the Ags Satanic, right? You have maybe a Maelstrom or a Butterfly thrown in there, depending on what you built there. But you want to have the opponent either have to commit onto you, or they lose their abilities, or they have to be not able to burst you. That's one of the two options. And PL, probably the best non-committal carry in the game right now. Even though they nerfed him, I think the Shard build is still pretty insane.
You think they'll still take out the Wraith King as Ace's comfort hero?
10 seconds remaining.
If they don't have a better ban in mind, then yes, that's what I think they would default to that.
But I don't think a Gyro minds planning against a Wraith King.
If they go Wraith King Invoker, man, they're just going to get ran over.
I don't think there's a chance they might not care if Wraith King's left in.
Okay.
I don't know if
but if they can't think of anything else, then you are perfectly fine to say, okay, that's his most played hero, let's get rid of it. I want to see that Venom again. No ban.
No ban.
No respect here.
No.
Puppy Venom.
Let's see what else did they play with that. They had the Lion for Yapsor and the Mid Doom, indeed.
Mid-Doom, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think Mid Doom could be.
First Invoker?
Didn't win, but I mean, Doom always is nice conceptually against the Invoker. You jump him, and good luck casting any spell.
I'm thinking Kunkka, man. I'm thinking Kunkka.
I love the niche.
Nisha Kunga is a
is-
special. It's great
Yeah.
against Invoker. They nerfed boss regen, so I think the Tidebringer will add up too much. It gives you the catch against the Willow. The pace of the game sits really well with the Gyro and the Bounty Hunter.
Super
Already see your
nice.
10
matchup.
seconds
With the,
remaining.
yeah, you can't run from Bounty
Dire
and
team's
Kunkka.
turn
You know,
to hit.
trap, X-Mark, they're going to catch you.
So they go for the offlaner instead. And so it is not going to be an offlane Bounty Hunter.
No. Yeah, bounty hunter then more likely.
You never know. Could be Puppy Bounty Hunter.
Yeah.
Jungle Bounty Hunter?
Hey, who
Calm
knows?
down.
It could be a Nisha bounty hunter, you know?
Ten
You have a free
remaining.
crit every like 15 seconds.
You
Why
time
not?
them well, yeah. Sure.
5 seconds remaining.
Unlikely, but you can never count it out.
I feel like, Brian, would you like to see Hellbear Smashers get some sort of offliner that's going to be able to build like maybe even the Crimson, the pipe against the
Radiant
Gyro?
team's turn to
You know, something like that.
Sometimes like in the bottom.
Well, this could be the support.
Yeah,
Could be
tofu
Tofu's.
most likely.
Yeah, it's almost it's against the Bounty Hunter, I think. They're saying that they need somebody that sits behind the cores that are going to be in front. Just removes the track and the missile coming out
10
from Gyro.
seconds
This is a game
remaining.
where you can probably use shield pretty reliably. You're not going to have anybody get bursted
5
or anything
seconds
yet.
remaining.
You also
Dire
they're
team's turn
delayed
to
stuns, right? You can kind of see them coming. And that is now a 5 Bounty Hunter, I believe, is what they are officially declaring that as.
Yep. It just went down a pecking order after the Centaur and the Rubik pick.
Yeah, Rubik Centaur is a classic. Lift into stun and lane.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm a bit surprised by the Centaur just because they have Invoker who
seconds
usually
remaining.
roams on Centaur pretty early. So I think this is really Secret being confident that Stormstormer will not play that active Invoker role. And like the Quas Wax really good against Centaur early to mid game.
Yeah, no, for sure. You've not got a lot of mana to play with.
The pace of the game that Secret's representing here is so scary. I think you need a really strong laning carry against the Centaur. You don't necessarily love ranged heroes because, yes, they're good at harassing him in lane, but the stampede to close the gap on them later is...
Going with the Deucer again. I mean, you said it yourself last game. He had a good game. He was farming incredibly well. I mean, is there reason to sort of believe that Ace isn't going to be able to have that same?
I'm curious because
10 seconds remaining.
the way Centaur is getting played right now is a 1-1-4 skill build, max vitality. A lot of people,
5
the
seconds remaining.
ideal build is to just rush a Vanguard,
team ban.
where you go maybe starting items straight Vanguard. And I'm pretty sure against this lane he can do just that because they have virtually no kill threat on him super early. And then once he gets that Vanguard, he just doesn't give a crap. Like he can just, you take the tower because the tower does no damage to you, 60% of the hits. And the Medusa, I just think against Centaur, you don't want
10
to play the
seconds
farming war.
remaining.
You don't want to try to outfarm him because Centaur is a very greedy offlaner.
5
The games
seconds remaining.
that I've struggled on Centaur are the games where either my other lanes are getting ran at,
Dire team
and I
ban.
feel like I have to react, which Centaur doesn't want to do, or that I'm just getting shoved out of lane, the likes of like a lifestealer or something. So I think Secret, once again, despite the fact that they have this really fast tempo, I think they're pretty greedy. I think this lineup's very greedy. Like you have a Bounty Hunter 5, Centaur's a farming offlaner, Yapsor, obviously we know him.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't think Hellbear Smashers is prepared to deal with it, so we'll see.
5
What do you make of the
seconds
Brood
remaining.
ban?
I guess against Evoker, like it's always been a cheesy hero. They can't deal with it at all, for sure. But I don't know how the timings work nowadays since you don't get spawn spiderlings until 6.
Yeah. And apparently Hellbear Smashers doesn't want to find out.
Yeah, they don't want to find the hard way on that one. Cap doing a little dance. Get down tonight. Okay, Kyle, you're ruining it.
Alright, our last ban from Hellbear Smashers. What is a hero that you do not want to face when you're playing Invoker mid? Is there any kind of curveball possible, by the way, with that Invoker, or is that just because Stormstormer? It's one of his
Stormstorm
most
every
favorite
time.
heroes, right?
Stormstorm, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I honestly like the TA ban. I think Secret can get away with playing the greed game where lane dominating farmer. I still think Kunk is the pick. I still think it's very good because he's really strong in lane against Invoker. He's capable of making moves,
10 seconds
but I also
remaining.
think Secret's going to be completely content for like the first 9 minutes of the game until track comes online to
5
just hit
seconds
some creeps.
remaining.
And I think they're fine with that. And Medusa's not going to be ready for this 5-man run at you 11, 12 minutes in the game. She does not deal with that. Invoker, I'm nervous that there's just too many cores that want to get ran at here. Abaddon has too much defensive duty to do. they need a. It's like you need an offlaner who lanes well against Gyro, but
10
Gyro is one of the stronger
seconds
safe laners right now.
I want to see some beef. I mean,
Yeah.
where's the Underlord nowadays?
seconds
Does Hero not
remaining.
sit well in drafts?
I saw Layla's flaming the hero on his
Oh,
he doesn't like. Yeah, he's like, man, this hero sucks.
team's turn
You
to
don't know what to buy. You don't feel good. There's the beef.
Definitely beef.
But you're against a range hero lane, so the counter helix relatively underwhelming when it comes to the laning stage. So I'm very scared that all 3 cores of Secret will just get as much farm as they want on the map,
10 seconds
and the Medusa is
remaining.
going to be one like her against the world. And
5 seconds remaining.
I don't think they chose to ramp up the pace here on Hellbear Smashers. You were saying how that's what Nigma did to beat Secret. I don't think they've done that at all here. I don't know if it's the right approach.
Choose your hero.
Look at that smile.
I literally played Axe into Tinker yesterday. That matchup is so bad. Oh my god. I was like, oh, it was terrible. You do play for the greed game though. It's not necessarily the lane dominator. I don't think it's the best against Invoker just because the cold snap catches you out. But Bounty Hunter Tinker, man, it is insane. You just track people and you spam them with rockets. It's a classic
very
combo.
dirty.
It's actually a
At
classic
least
combo.
you've got the Abaddon to remove the trap.
That's
If you
true.
didn't-
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
They've got something.
But Medusa Axe, like, they need you to go on them, or like Axe needs a target in front to go on. You know what I mean? Now they just don't have it. So I think Tinker is a real gotcha
I mean,
pick here.
how do they catch this Tinker?
What is because I remember previous season a lot of times people were talking about Tinker like when is Tinker gonna come back? How good is Tinker at the moment? Just in general, like is he buffed?
I think he's
Good
way better than
position?
he has been in the past. I think it's the pace of the game. It's the way the mid lane's much more about farming now. It's much more about just spamming spells and getting bottle charges. It lets you get that boost. I've seen like 8-minute boots of travel on Tinker.
Okay.
So I think I really like the hero this patch.
And you think he's gonna get that time? Like he has the time to farm because the speed of Hellbear Smashers Owen maybe not really there.
No, I feel like Hellbear Smash is going for sort of a bit of a similar pace as last game. It's going to be sort of all in on the Deucer. I think they've got better things to enable the Deucer this time. They've got good protection with the Willow. They've got buffs, obviously, from Alacrity and the protection of the Abaddon. So we might see a similar game where Ace is kind of keeping the team even in farm. But overall, yeah, you got to look at like these heroes, Tinker Bounty, and getting the Matu Jaro was banned out against the last game. It gets let through this time. I think that already is a big worry for me. I think Matu Jaro, this patch, I think is going to be unbeatable.
All right, well, we're going to find out how this game is going to play out and if maybe Hellbear Smashers can afford out the 3rd game of the series. That's right, I can count. We're going to head over to a commentary duo of Rapid Guy.
We can also count here on this casting desk because it's 1-0 right now. And Kyle, it's kind of looking like it might be a 2-0 with this Tinker Bounty Hunter combo that they got going on at Secret.
Did him dirty. This is gross. I mean, you ban out the Beastmaster Secret, and you think, okay, perfect. You're going to have to play real heroes with cooldowns. And then they pick a hero in Dota that can reset its cooldowns, also abuses stacks. And, yes, once again, Stormstormer, your Crossworks Invoker, in theory, you'll be able to hunt this Tinker, but you're the only one who can.
Yeah.
Axe playing into the missile and the March spam is nigh unwinnable. And later on in the game, you just farm everything. It's once again
I'm fine with
a
waiting
slow
now,
draft
but
from
let's
Hellbear Smashers. They
go.
have no stuns, like legitimately no stuns, and a Will Abaddon. Like you just don't really kill. And yeah, I know you'll say, but they have stuns. You know what I mean? Point click. That guy can't move for a bit.
Yeah, no, they. It's definitely not going to be easy for them. You a Tinker player? Fans?
No, never. I tried. I was just not good enough.
30 seconds
It's
to
one of those
battle.
heroes that you need to be either incredibly talented, which I was, or have the wherewithal to practice spamming buttons, and my fingers would hurt after. It's the same reason I gave up on the piano. I'm just not dexterous enough, and I don't have the discipline.
That may be the most distracting taunt I've ever seen in my life. Like visually speaking, that is just insane. All right, we're gonna have an early fight over the bounties here. But some man daring to go up the high ground here with Cold Snap is gonna have to maneuver his way around the brambles. He will survive, but it does cost him his healing salve for a 2-2 split. Tofu needs a little bit of help here, but it's much different for him. He's the flying position, so it's a little bit more okay. trading off.
Puppy and his bounty hunter, man. He loved playing on so many players. His eyes, very brave.
Yeah, they do manage to land the 2-man here, and Ace is quite low. They're really laying the damage into him. Puppy might just be able to finish him off. He knows he can't run. Ace is just standing here because he's got nowhere to run to.
Oh,
the snake, the first blood, they get it. What a turnaround, Smashers.
Axe is impressed.
Successfully made sure that all 3 snakes hit both of them. Otherwise,
Just what I was
a
waiting
little
for.
differently. This bottom lane will be a bit tough, I believe, for Rasmus, but he's going to spam out Hunger. 4 denies already for the Tinker. That's that's one of the most annoying heroes to play against. And yeah, watch this. He's going to Fairy Fire. Zaya's no 100%. Walks up, hits once. And I'm like, okay, is it going to back off? No, he actually just... It just didn't work as expected.
Yeah. Double kill for the Smashers. Already starting things off pretty hot. No, I actually played 4 games of Tinker recently.
I saw. I was going to ask about that. I'm not going to say you were playing Tinker Cap.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
That's not a thing.
I was playing it because a professional player was playing it, Kyle. I like to experiment on the cutting edge of
What
Dota,
division?
so I know what I'm talking about.
Who?
Okay, you may not have heard of him, to be fair, but he did win TI 2 times in a row.
No-Tail?
Yeah.
Okay, No-Tail. No-Tail also is quoted as saying anything can work.
Yeah.
We'll see how they do later today. All right.
It turns out that hero does feel really strong when it works.
All right. Well, hey, if you listen, we're seeing them play in like an hour or two. So No-Tail, break up the Tinker court.
To see some more of it.
Because I don't think Cat won any games.
Anyway, no, I actually won.
Okay, fine. Mid lane, this is the trouble. We don't see Tinker very often, but it's one of the most fun to deal with just because of the blind. And later on, you just your march, as you can see him doing right now. Arguably even better after the changes to the runes, because you're going to grab the bottle and immediately be able to grab runes.
Yeah.
One of those heroes, much like Lina, Beastmaster, you turn mana into enemy damage for your kills.
Yeah. And the camp is still close enough for him to be able to farm, so he's going to go ahead and stack it. Over pick bounties, full health, full mana.
That is a really annoying taunt. You were correct.
Yes. Like, it may not be some of the, like, oh,
jeez.
It's not that, but, like, visually, it's insane.
Warning.
That's the thing I want to talk about is Seeking Missiles. Insanely powerful.
Yeah.
80 mana, 125 damage, and hit 2 targets. It's pretty crazy ability.
Oh, yeah. To be super efficient, he farmed with March there because he had wave on his own high ground, so he was able to clear the entire easy camp as well.
Zai, a bit of a rough lane. That's what happens when you give the enemy carry first blood and double kill.
Yeah.
It's also what happens when you're playing a melee off against a ranged carry.
Yep. Although I have been told, we were discussing in the shuttle on the way here, the Vanguard buff to Centaur makes the hero just absurd, according to BSJ. You ignore damage, and some mess with you double it in the face. So that will be, once again, what he's running. It's what everybody's doing in puffs. No boots, no build-up items, nada. Just Vanguard. As soon as you have it, good luck.
Dyer's courier has been killed.
35
Always
gold.
go after the courier.
So that's the spam bomb is actually really tough for Matu to deal with.
I won't lie. That was unexpected.
Please.
That regen, this is rough.
Yeah, this is a little rough. Speaking of who's out of regen here, Nisha blows all of the spell because the MP was going to hit him anyway, so he might as well pump some damage out.
It's a really it gets better for Invoker because the EMP starts to be more and more effective, but there's not really much you can do to Nisha just spamming March. Soul Ring will be the next item. Get queued up bots. I think this is the right choice. You have to get Soul Ring on Tinker, especially after the changes.
It is all important for this Stormstormer Invoker to be able to do well in land because he is going to be the best hero to be able to hunt down the Tinker. Since these guys are building up. Nisha may have missed the last one, but this time around, with the Crossway Invoker, they're going to be able to go in. Rasmus, they're going to be able to pick up the skill. Nice pick there. Big difference there between the Axe, who's able to play active Battle Hunger and get your face in the center. Who, you know, your build on center is to max retaliate just farm. So you aren't really a ever to the enemy care.
Indeed. Follow refill though. Yapsor doing his part for his tanker. Unfortunately, will be EMP'd immediately. But yeah, they're doing a great job on. I love the build. Rasmus with the adaptation, 2 points Battle Hunger, and Gilger just 2-point Shadow Realm. They're spamming damage. And oh, nice gank. This might be enough.
Yeah, that's very important for them to be able to pick up this kill. Look at Viva Puppies coming over the double support rotation into the mid lane in time for the power rune as well. So going to guarantee a refill here.
That's the huge part. So Tofu, he doesn't feel comfortable looking to go check a rune. That's huge for Nisha.
Oh, they got him again. The top man. Not many places to run here. And Brambles is really well placed. Now, Booger is taking a lot of time. He may end up going down. Matama Man doesn't get killed, so he still has Battle Hunger on him, and his spin will bring it down.
You'll take that trade. There to continuously pressure Matu. Yeah, Rasmus is enormous. Almost outpicked the Tinker there for a second. Matu is at 12 CS. He is unbelievable. He is below his 5 position and barely ahead of the enemy 5. Not good. Luckily, Tinker's really their win condition, but the guy who's going to need to deal structure damage is the Gyro. But you know, Matu always able to adapt. He'll likely move into a more just active role, especially when Puppy has track up. And rather than try and farm with Flak in the jungle, take sticks, let Tinker do the waves, farm as much as he'd like, and get at exact level 4. And he's going to just try to make moves.
Middle tower shouldn't have to
see
take
him
this abuse.
farming the easy camp. No, the bounty hunter's here. Ace.
Not much good's happening.
Does have some launch charges here. The TN from the Baton will easily save him. If they can keep their tower alive.
Cracks in Dire's top tower?
Yeah, App Store. He's just trying to get a group. He knows he's done for here. Trying to juke him out.
Might be stressful. Get legs.
Well, I don't really think he can really. There's nowhere really for him to hide. And outrun Rasmus. So. Nice thing out by Tupo pulling the creepway back and actually pulls Matama Man into knock position here, and Matama Man's just dead. He's going to be chased down. That may have run out. The shield pop is still possible here. And yeah, they do get him. Tofu takes with the missed Duke.
This is a scary spot for Team Secret, though. You have the Tinker, but Brad is getting long enough that Vanguard's already up, so he doesn't really fear anybody, and closing in on the blink even. This is looking very solid for the Smashers because you still have the Dusa. Your carry is going to accelerate. And while I like the concept, you could use there, bring Matu top, pull him to your strong hero, get the hell out of bottom, especially when there's a Vanguard hero in the lane. Like, where does he go now after that death?
Yeah.
Level 4.
No, it's so good that Stormstormer TPs to defend that tower, right? Punishes Matama Man. They keep it so there's just no place for, no aim. From a Matama Man to comfortable sitting in, going to be mid for now, but doesn't mean they're giving it bottom.
The right move. This is your best move. Like, the top rotation fails, so the safe place on the map for him, and thankfully Nisha, Tinker, he's very comfortable. He'll spam. He's got rearm prepared soon to bottom, and he'll be side. Will take where most secure. Yeah, well done, but he's in trouble.
Yeah, he's going to be... Rasmus certainly doesn't care about these tower shots. Yapser is literally just trying to kill whatever creeps he can before he is very likely to die here. It's the Brambles. Actually, don't bad catch him, so Yapser's good.
Context. Vanguard percentage from 50 to 60%. Every time you proc, you take 0 tower damage, and the regen is enough that 2 miss blocked. You're regenning the damage from the one hit.
Surprise rotation. Gilger, wake up. Brown managed to get still find Yap here with the rotation coming in from Matama Man. He does have his level 6. This should be a massive kill if he can get it. He has the mana to TP out now if he wants to, and he's going to go for it on the high ground. And he doesn't have the damage to kill him fast enough. Meanwhile, Gilger, he's kind of Shadow Realm up in a second here. Dodges the Shuriken, actually. That's nice. Unfortunately, Zai is just going to keep pace with him, and can't really TP.
No.
He just beats away his life to the tier 2. No big deal.
Playing Nisha does have bots. The whole game is on his shoulders. And we don't see Tinker very much anymore. There are reasons for that, but we will find out in this game whether or not it has been buffed enough to be a true game win as it was of old. Madu, thankfully, is 6, so we'll be able to get a little more involved. But right now, you just can't do anything at the secret line draft. And we've even seen core bounties that look kind of weak because it's like, what do you really buy to be effective in game fights out first, which is, you know, medallion up already. Isn't really a playmaker. Sure, Centaur might buy a blink at some point, but Zion's still the full 2,000 plus gold away. Rasmus is going to take this ancient stack and then have it, giving it for ace. Good numbers.
Timer on what's the 10 stacks to 12. So it's actually Hellbear Smasher for a bit more advantage.
Yeah. There's the bull. Rasmus Blade Mail queued up next. The right choice. Super effective against Gyro and Tinker.
Tinker, yeah.
We gotta take towers. That's the key.
Yeah.
Talked with Moon Meander, Excalibur, any of the. There's very few Tinker players left, but they all say the same thing, which is the way to me is to take my towers. Otherwise, you never will. Once I'm farmed enough, and suddenly the map shrinks for you because it's much easier for the Tinker player to keep side lanes shoved and then allow his team to make moves off access to more information. Tornado, nice.
So this may be, they're really going to chase after him. Telekinesis into the stomp. Have an easy action, so wait, home free. Meanwhile, mid lane is going to run over now. Matuma Man, he may have died, but if they can trade out for Rasmus, it'd be okay. The heat-seeking missiles aren't enough by themselves, though. As Rasmus does have that link there to be able to just join the field. You're playing the front lines as a shuttle run up, so.
Yeah, the blink pick is just going to do so much work. You've got this huge edge now as Smashers. A big window where your initiator can find kills with ease. Meanwhile, how you saw there, has to blow Stampede immediately just to be able to get the stun.
It seems like a general strategy that Secret are employing against Medusa. They're actually continually trying to outscale Medusa and also get a lineup that plays long team fights against Medusa, right? The last game they picked up Beast Smash, does that in States. Now you have the Tinker, a very similar concept that we're talking about, right? He lasers the Medusa, he constantly wins sustained battles because he can just jump forward. Do you feel like that's going to be effective late game compared to the
goods happening to Radiant's bottom tower? Radiant's bottom tower.
Or do you think Medusa will take over this
I'm just
game?
not sure. I haven't seen Tinker enough to be able to judge it. I'm more concerned about the team because the previous game, yeah, Nisha was huge, but the rest of his team was quite valuable. Matu, the shell of himself.
Yeah.
And you don't really ever feel good this far behind against the lineup. The Hellbear Smashers, they have all this counter initiation. You're susceptible to an axe. Let's say you get a Q, run forward, go on the Invoker, then an axe taunts you with Blade Mail active. You're going to 600 plus damage to yourself. If you go for the axe, suddenly there's a Quafflex Invoker tornado comp on you, and suddenly you're done for as well. You can't afford to rush. You're way too far behind, so he'll be going for an axe. He'll have to rely on solely his jukes to keep himself survivable in team fight. Already a Manta on the Deuce, and he's rushing at it.
Just what I was waiting for.
Yeah, we've seen this a number of times now. Mystic Snip turning into stone.
What was buffed in the last patch from 1 to 1 plus 0.3 a bounce to 1.5.
It's done. You mix that with cold snap or tornado catching him, and yeah, it's adding up.
Just the vanishing changes were quite nice. Just a free ball. Ice Frog added in.
So, not quite forced to use his ult. Alright, so they got the towers. Took away the safe lane tower, took away the mid tower. What's the next move here for the Smashers?
For now, you can just hang out. I think you wait for the next timing. Blade Mail axe and axe on the Deuce. get out a little earlier. They just finished their blink on Zion. This is typical of Secret. They get any sort of window, they're going to smoke and just try to make something happen.
Puppy leading the way.
Where's my pigeon?
Gilger being the best hero to see on map right now, but it's not something they feel super good about going for here. Maybe with the vision laid out by Puppy in the triangle, they can get some better idea.
Puppy going for his age-old strategy. So annoying playing against him when he this is bounty. He'll ward specifically for couriers. He'll lose that ward, but constantly. One in your bottom side, one in your top side. He would play in between tier 2 and tier 3.
This time they have the dust, and this time
he should.
Stormstormer actually dead. They're gonna push back with a death beam blasted. The Tinker.
They're beating on
does he have
Dyer's top
dagger yet?
tower.
Yeah, he does.
Really
Clip
close.
about the death.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't able to get out
Fair enough.
and continue the pursuit. He's really just not as 139 CS is impressive, but you know the Deuce without any pressure can farm fast, if not faster than the Tinker. And in fact, oh my god, 216 CS.
Yeah. I mean, I know you weren't a fan of picking it up, but like there was nothing wrong with what Ace did last game, right? He just got Beastmaster.
Yeah, and to be fair, the game was even. They were down 16-5.
Yeah.
So the fact they're willing to stick with it means they may just be on to something in the sense that perhaps this hero has received too many buffs. That change is quite significant. Thunder rate, pretty nice. And it's the free survival. In addition, I think it's so much easier to camp snap and farm efficiently that in a free game like this, you probably feel even better than you did on previous patches. Bots on the Invoker, I like the decision. You feel like this is going to take a while, and bots are quite nice against it. Someone's got to be able to move around the map. Also means you'll always be able to set up kill with your Axe, who's quite far ahead. Puppy's dead.
Just what I was waiting for.
Just thinking Courier, Stormstormer, thinking about hero kills.
Someone better help Dyer's middle tower.
Very nicely done by him. Gets kill, pushes on top lane. He can be bottom if necessary. Tinker shows up somewhere. We're certainly giving Gilger a lot of room to be able to farm up as well, which looks like he wants to go to the shard. I kind of like to see a faster blink dagger from just because, I mean, you know, it's like Synderen said, when it's an Alchemist game, it's an Alchemist game. When it's a Tinker game, it's a Tinker game. It's like the higher focus of this game is just going to tinker whatever you can. Gotcha. Gilger up. Okay, he's got him now. Shadow Realm goes off, trying to hide. But it did a little bit too much here, Sam. No escape for him. Stormstormer shows up, but it's a bit too late to do anything here.
Worth it for Secret just because the track gold that comes in. Format track. Puppy pocketing an extra 130 to now 40.
All right. Shows up with the Aghanim Scepter. He knows he's really strong at this point in time, and he catches an early kill onto the roof immediately. And he's continuing to feel like he can't really be challenged too much here. They're going to poke at him. Down to half mana now.
You can't touch him.
Well, good or bad, especially, right?
Nice man dodge. That was a Rubik stolen Purse Crown that he juked with ease and was able to finish off the on you. Sorry, Rasmus, you're standing in the marsh.
I hate that little mini game that you play with Tinker. March is going off, and you quickly try and coordinate, like triangulate. Okay, the edges of the march is here. That must mean he's standing here. That on you already away.
That was one of the most tedious aspects of Dota, and what eternally left me frustrated were these tree games. You know, Monkey King, I'm so glad was not in the game when I was playing it professionally, because it just drives you nuts. You hunt through the trees. There's no real tool to acquire other than the couple luxury spots where you can board the high ground. You're just guessing. Like, there's really nothing you can do other than buy a Shiva, which I believe at some point Rasmus will do, mostly just to get that vision.
Radiant's middle tower shouldn't have to take this abuse. I guess
if
Radiant
anything
fortified
comes
their
of this, is
structures.
they're going to just straight up. I am the big fan of teams when they're strong enough to just backdoor tower.
Oh yeah,
Especially like they're trying to like recover the lanes and anything. If you can get the power, if you're not afraid of a team fight, just Go take the top.
tower
Now,
deserves
Stormer
just
is
as
being
much
left
help
kind
as
of alone here.
Dire's
Think
bottom tower is under
about
attack.
it. He's going to go for it. See if they can get him down real quick. Team behind him in telekinesis. The top's open. Now the stick is going to give him a little bit of room to work with, but he's still stood down. Nisha claims yeah, a bit greedy there from the Hellbear Smashers, leaving just their Invoker to try and take that tower, and a great read by Zion taking advantage of that situation.
I hate to throw blame, but I think Tofu's got to be a little more diligent there. I understand you want to hold hands of Dusa, but you got to be backing up the man hitting the tower. That's the guy that's, you've got a ward underneath you. You need to be playing around the area of vision that you don't have. It's a free kill on Rubik. Big E, but it just feels like Secret. They're a little lost. Matsu has recovered a bit. He's in spitting distance of the Invoker now, but very behind the Dusa. As the egg speak next choice. His part to
tower is under attack.
You just need so much time. It's really just Nisha. There's the Ags. Shrink Ray is pretty significant. The Ags was good before the additional benefit was added. The size shrinkage isn't super important. It's more that you reduce the current health by 15% and the extra 400 cast range for your laser. So Aether Lens comes out next, which typically we've seen. It's a little less effective now. I think they're just simply the most valuable item for the Tinker.
Dire's bottom tower is being chipped away.
Tinker was
Dire's courier got
nice blink
killed.
dagger.
90
Those
gold
things
there.
are cheap, you know.
90 gold. And they never got that ward. Wow.
They will get Puppy, though. Stormer. Revenge for the loss of his blink dagger. Momentary loss, anyway.
The smoke of bottom of Secret. Doing what they can to exert map pressure. Really, the only European team that can relax during this season.
Dire's bottom tower
Say what you will
needs
about the
some
performance of the Matrix. Secret is like 99.9% guaranteed to attend TI as a direct invite, based on the point they've already accumulated. So the rest of the teams are starting to sweat. Notably, I believe the two we have coming up next, Alliance and OG, cannot afford to snooze. And I'm sure Secret, they play with pride. They don't want to drop any series, but this game is looking like an uphill climb.
Tower needs some help.
Yeah. Secret currently
Dire's
sitting at
structures are
third with
fortified.
850 points.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Considering the fact that they're very likely to get some points
Dire's
out of
bottom
this, I
tower
cannot
is
imagine a
under
world
attack.
when
Tower is
Secret does
falling.
not get top 4 here in this division. Just that alone.
Hey.
He spots a gyro out there. Doesn't actually go for the blink immediately. Goes for the blink on his eye instead. They're just choosing to focus on what is an easier kill for them. They see a hero that's totally out of position. Rasmus does not keep greedy with it. Now they're going to, as a team, push forward into the jungle. See if they can find more. But of course, Secret will have been long gone by then.
Radiant's top tower has looked
Hello,
better.
Jard is so good.
Oh, yeah.
It actually just makes the hero viable. I didn't realize it spawned even if you
Dire's bottom
dispelled
tower
the
needs some
crown.
help.
Like,
Effective HP versus physical damage. 16,000.
Wow.
Deuce is a funny hero, man.
that is absurd. But yeah. Luck. Thankfully, Tinker, at some point, I figured Hex queued up. It might be 16,000 damage, but if you just keep him hexed the entire fight, probably the entire game, you should still have the damage to kill him.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Part of that stat was showing the effectiveness of magic damage, specifically against
Radiant's
Medusa.
middle tower could use some help.
And Tinker got a nice combo of magic and pure, so.
Well, one benefit. The thing is, pure damage is actually less effective because Mana Shield absorbs damage before reductions. So technically, all Mana Shield absorbed damage is pure. It's just that afterwards, the real HP
Radiant's top
is
tower
that
deserves
reduced
just
by the
as much
reductions.
help
And
as
moved to
bottom.
27.6. Once your solar crested armor,
Radiant's middle tower
lot of
should
physical
have
resistance,
use.
66%. And the Gotti completed, so.
Where did Radiant's middle
Edge
tower
output
go?
starting to stack. He went for the Mystic Snake cooldown, no surprise. 7 seconds on that spell, and of course it turns everyone to stone. 1.5 seconds at a minimum.
Big pick off. They need to be able to burst him down a little bit quicker before he tries to tap away into the trees. missile. It's going to hunt him down. It's going to catch up to him eventually here. A simple little bonk will end his life. Puppy caught next to the tier 2. Secret still out on the map here. They're doing what they can to be able to keep this creep wave pushed in. Now Zai, seeing a dark Willow, thinks that maybe that's a target they can kill when they can, but you can see Secret is just desperate right now to push whatever lanes and like dodge fights and get offs. They basically want to be in a situation where Dusa is hitting the high ground confidently with an Aegis.
Nisha changed up the build, went for Aether Lens before Hex, I think, because he realizes there's no chance you're actually killing him at the moment.
Yeah.
Like, you need more levels, more farm on your ally before you're actually a threat. You're going to be forced to spam spell in the back line, and as you said, defend the high ground.
You're going to need a little pace without being caught by brambles or an axe blink initiate.
Yep, and you can see that's the plan. The trouble, one flaw I see in current meta is that even with buff step KB, there's nothing you can do about mischance against structures. Like, there's nothing to itemize for.
Yeah.
So in this sense, we're probably in for a long game unless Nisha makes a mistake. Because as you saw, plus 400 cast range for the Axon laser, plus, was it 300 for the Aether 225? What do you do? Like, it's 625 range bonus. That's nearly what do you do? Because he can also spam it on illusion, and then it'll still hit the Dusa.
Yeah.
You can't hit towers this time. There's nothing to buy. There's nothing to do. BKB and hit it for a bit, then you're susceptible to being turned around on. There it is, the MKB, but man, we're in for a long one. Even with this 10K lead, Hellbear Smashers still have to play relatively mistake-free.
Approaches with a damage Secret. They don't want any part of that. They were grouping up. If maybe they can get a pick off here. Matama Man spotted. And a Sunstrike. Rasmus commits. But they do have the Stampede to allow them to be able to reset here. And immediately Puppy grabbing that 3 waves can. Zai may try and burst it down with Double Edge and get out. But if he does, he's going to get caught. Immediately kills a creep to get rid of that battle hunger. Stormstormer's here, so they've got a wealth of disables to make sure he's held in place. He's not going anywhere. Okay. They didn't kill him? Stormer. Oh, no. Well, at least they're going to be able to kill him.
But the thing is, so he got 90 81 for the bounty each. 90 gold each for the courier kill. Puppy were 282 gold. I'd say Puppy's happy with that trick.
Oh, yeah, certainly. Zai, he had a near miss in the bottom lane where Stormstormer ran out of disables and then ends up dying right in front of his tier 3. Now Hellbear Smashers. A couple of pickups, like, see how they structure the push.
And the wave, look, top wave is in the tower thanks to Nika. Bottom wave, thanks to Zai and Puppy, is just now hitting the tier 2. And you could push mid, but the March spam's already down. This is the trouble. Yes, you can kill him with the tornado. Rasmus could blink on top. You have nothing to hunt the Tinker. There's no Puck. There's no Monkey King. There's no Bat Rider. Nothing can actually find Nisha as he plays these woodland corners.
Well, these tier 2s or something that's easy for them to get. And they'll get the last one that's on the map. But yes, when it comes to the high ground assault, it is definitely slow and steady for the Smashers. Oh, hey. It's all right, Puppy. Hey, trying to get some more weight down? Don't think so. 11,000. They've showed a couple of heroes. Immediately, Secret, they tried to kind of poke at Ace, but they see Tofu's behind them. Okay. Just enough to poke the Dusa back.
You know, Blue is not sure Secret are ever picking Tinker again.
Just because it's not fun for everybody else.
It's not fun for poor Zai and Puppy are just running in creep waves. Smashers, I'm sure, are slightly frustrated. One of the slower games we've seen this season, but you know, this is the strat. Hide and bait. Nisha push the waves.
He wants a ward up there. He was pinging it earlier.
We'll see. He had a huge smile on his face when they picked Tinker. We'll see what it is, what the expression is after the fact.
right, Kyle. So these tree games, right? What would you say? I've been backing this idea for a long time. All right.
Okay.
You take rocket float away from clockwork and you add it as a consumable, much like smoke.
Okay.
And so that gives you option to be able to play into high ground areas you don't have vision, or to be able to find heroes that play inside of trees. Tiger tries to go for the kill. Nice interception there with Rasmus. They may have lost field. They can still make a good use. Rasmus does set up for the Zai kill. Now the aces here. Secret are like, okay, that's it. We're out. BKB with Thumbaman is going to wear out here. He's going to be slowed down by the Scotty, by the Medusa Snake as well. I don't think he's going to be able to make it through with the laser. Oh, the laser does a lot of damage. Rasmus, the last seeking missile, he may have to pick that one out. Gyrocopter does go down, and Rasmus barely survives through it all.
Saved a bunch of time. Thought for sure would have been able to sit on. Yapster somehow stole Stone Gates. Wait, do you steal mana still? Was that was hotfixed a couple patches ago?
You don't steal mana anymore, but you do gain mana back on the Medusa.
No. If toggle mana shields, it's stolen by Rubik.
Oh yeah. You could still do that trick, I believe.
I swear I saw that being changed, but
It could be.
anyway, so it's Schrodinger's mistake. Either ace up or Yapster made a really good play. Who knows? God, do you remember favorite Rubik's steal of all time? FY grabbing
Phoenix Egg.
Oh,
yes.
man.
Cloud9 versus HE Gaming.
How long ago was that? That was his...
FY God. Yeah, it was. It's good because it's a nice sound bite. FY God, much better than Bone 7. What a blunder.
Man. DD, Alacrity, Solar Crest, Dedusa does a whole bunch of damage. She'll have 8, no slots left to leave the Scepter, 3.5k gold in the bank. He'll actually eat the shard for himself.
Nice. Now
Quite
he can
nice.
send a Mystic Snake at the Tinker when he lasers him.
Dyer's courier has
But he
been
is
killed.
targeted with illusion. So if it's cast on the illusion, it still won't affect him.
Yeah.
And did he really get a headband on Tinker?
No.
Another 100 cast range. 100. The laser is 100, 225. That's 225. 400 from the shard. That's 725 plus 650. Twitch chat. Do you have it right? That's 1375.
No, I'm currently
Why? That was unexpected.
looking at tier 5 item.
Tower has looked better.
150 cast
Dyer's
range on
courier
the
has been
stone.
killed.
So,
That's animal cruelty.
bumping finds another courier.
We're 30 minutes away from tier 5 items.
Yeah, I feel like 30% chance we get to that point, It's all up to how Smashers perform here. Look at that win probability. It's totally in their favor. I feel like it should be because, honestly, again, as long as they're just patient with it, they can just poke away at the tower. Nice manta dodge. We got to dodge that's now still hit big telekinesis. It's up. So it's like, oh god, I didn't expect that much damage. Now the Rubik's dead as well. Okay. Tired dead.
Okay.
Stormer caught Nisha, so now it's GG.
Oh, they just called
All right.
Tower deserves just
Let's see a Tinker lose.
I think that might have actually been Nisha had died without buybacks. The throne was going to be exposed. But credit Secret as well. They're just like, you know what? We're over this. This didn't work. We're done. Credit to Hellbear Smashers. Definitely big underdogs coming into this.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of channel points are going to be lost on this match. But well done. Well done by the boys. They hold strong, dominate the lanes with Tumbleman and Puppy just
Invoker and Manus have banned, so we do have the Beastmaster making it through this time on the side of the Hellbear Smashers.
They've just taken Secret's Game 1 draft. You know, Secret in Game 1, they open with Beastmaster Snap. We'll see Hellbear Smashers say, hey, we can also win games with this.
They did go for the Storm. We saw the attempted Storm counter twice, I believe,
10
now.
seconds remaining.
And I think they were lower division games, though. I think the idea of
5
Storm is that
seconds
Beastmaster
remaining.
likes to sit in the back. He's similar to any other hero that does damage from the back lines, and so Storm punishes that. And then they picked the Tusk, as I imagine, to be a hero that helps the Storm pick on the Beastmaster early. If you let him throw axes at camps until the 11-minute, 12-minute mark, he's going to have that Ags, and it's way too fast-paced for any lineup to deal with. So you have to punish it. I think Team Secret's idea of punishing it is pretty good, but at the same time, Beastmaster, he's pretty good.
Pretty darn good.
I mean, what would you do? You think Hellbear Smashers have to get
5
something that
seconds
will
remaining.
directly protect the Beastmaster? Then when you see these heroes being picked against it, that will be able to close.
I think
the
it's
gap.
more so that it doesn't necessarily have to protect him. It's just that you have heroes that want to move, like that want to play around the Beastmaster if they try to. Because Beastmaster isn't like a carry Medusa when he's farming jungle creeps, right? If you have
Brilliant, Team
a
Ban.
roaming 4 position, you can absolutely turn for kills with Beastmaster because you have the roar and the axe damage early. So as long as they have the capability to move towards him, I think they'll be good to go.
Obviously, with the bans, some of the other gap closers being banned out by Smashers,
10 seconds
heroes
remaining.
like Puck. You know, I of course be able to relocate people on top of the
5 seconds
Beastmaster
remaining.
and Spectre. Definitely one of the more irritating gap closers and a carry that does work very nicely with the way that Storm Spirit wants to get those pickoffs going globally.
I've been a bit skeptical of Spectre because in pubs, it feels like people buy Satanic a lot, and it just deals with the way Spectre likes to play, where you just clump up in a ball and sustain through the haunt. But the way it's getting played in professional Dota right now, it's very impressive to see the moves that open up the map for the Spectre. We saw it in the last series where that first gank lets the Spectre get a kill and then get out of her lane, take the safe farm on the map. And I think the fact that gap closing abilities and carries have been nerfed a lot. So Spectre's one of the few left that can really jump the back lines reliably, making her a hot pickup right now.
Did you know
No.
that Team Secret is the only team this European DPC League that has lost with Bounty Hunter?
Wait, is 100% win rate other than that?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they've lost, what, 2 games?
And and there's 3 games won on the other side of that, but all the losses are Team Secret.
Wow.
Thought that was pretty funny.
That is.
In a sad way for Team Secret.
Yeah, usually it's the opposite. Like Team Secret's the only team winning something with a certain hero.
I probably won't see it again this game then.
No.
Mars ban, excellent synergy with both of these heroes. Any sort of offlaner that's going to offer this AoE control
10
would set up
seconds
very
remaining.
nicely for the Snap and Beast to go to work with these spells they want to be
5
throwing out from
seconds
good
remaining.
distance in the team fight.
Both teams taking the time here in the bonus time for the second wave of bans.
I mean, surely there's got to be the temptation for Hellbear Smashers for one of these instant catches like the Lion or the Shaman against the Storm, right? You're going to want some strong disable, some strong setup for Nisha,
Brilliant,
surely.
Team Ban.
And you don't think Beastmaster with a Hawk and a Roar is enough of that?
I mean, you've got a bit of a pullback on the animation, right? Storm, if it's just the Roar, the Storm has to be careful about. He's going to be playing around it. I think you are going to want to throw some other sort of catch in.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I like the Mars band, just the Yule setup. Always very nice for
5
that.
seconds remaining.
Will Team Secret, like, I'm curious what Team Secret saves for
Radiant
last pick,
team's
because
turn
up
to
until
pick.
this point, like, the only time they've had last pick, they picked Nisha's hero. So,
I think they might say Matu's hero this time around.
Yeah,
I mean, Matu or Zai should.
he just didn't get to play last game. You hate to see players of that caliber, like, running around like a chicken with their head cut off, because there's absolutely nothing they can do. There's nothing else. It's not like they're doing something wrong. There's just no way to play that game. As they go for the AA, I guess this is like the global follow-up to the Storm Spear. You've already got the setup. Only real lacking problem with AA is that you can't lock people down for your own ultimate. So they've already got that. Usually he goes with the likes of Sven and Wraith King and CK. Those are like the 3 carries that usually synergize with AA in game as well as in lane. So with the Wraith King being banned out, I think Sven's a bit more meta. I think we'll probably be seeing that for them. Either way, if it's not one of those 3 heroes, you do want like a PA or something that the Tusk can roam towards. You need a setup for the Tusk, a hero that either stuns or slows down the offlaner, because you're setting up for a leave Zai alone, early game tri lane, maybe 3-4 minutes in, and you got to make sure the carry sets up for that. And I think Hellbear Smashers really need to consider that with whatever their offlane duo is. They can't just be super vulnerable to that exact thing happening. Some Peel, like a Willow, Rubik, these type of heroes that kind of disrupt those ganks.
What's it with?
Pango, perfect. I love that. I love the Pango. That's perfect. Yeah, that's great.
On what position would you like to see it then? Is it Rasmus hero?
I think so. I think it,
Rasmus, surely.
Yeah, I think it can be either though. Depends on. I think they need more information. The beauty of this pick is not only is it not vulnerable to what I exactly just said, but it also could be 3 or 4. So I think that makes it even better. Yep, there's a Sven. Classic stuff. Sven and Sven AA.
The Pango. I mean, the Pango is beautiful because, as you said, you know, with the bans from Secret, they're worried about this sort of Yule's instant stun hero, and Pango has that, right? You get the Yules, you're always going to have the Thunders, the Storm comes out of the Yules, and that is going to be the setup that allows for the cookie connection or the Raw to come through as the backup.
So do you pick like a Shaker here? How crazy is a Shaker? It gives you a stun. It also gives you a way to like keep the lane back that's not counterable. And it also just overall like counter initiates the roaming. Maybe it's a bit greedy though.
Naga Siren.
Ooh, new hero.
Okay. So what I like is Naga versus Tusk in AA. The 2 supports do absolutely nothing to you. The problem is you haven't seen the offlaner yet. So there's a lot of offlaners that punish illusion heroes pretty hard. Timbersaw is a great example that they've already banned out. Sand King really stands out to me here. I think Sand King would be an incredibly strong like Naga counter that you can leave alone once he has like level 3 or 4. So that's the first one that comes to mind. Axe, we saw it last game. I think Axe would do well here.
I mean, is there any chance for a big brain support Naga here and saving Ace's pick till last?
Dire team's turn to ban.
I don't think it would work. I think they need like a more shitter, like, you know, like somebody that, like I said, you need to be able to play on the Beastmaster if they try to pick on him. You kind of need to help out the Pango if they try to tri-lane him. I think like what their goal is with Naga is that it is a carry that is independent. Once it gets level 4 or 5, you don't really need a babysitter anymore. She's not like a drow or something like that. So that's going to allow them to put more focus on the mid lane because the Storm Spirit Beastmaster matchup, very volatile. Darkseer would have been a great one too with the Sven combo and lanes well with Tusk. This is going to be a Zai game. I'm ready. Zai's going to have to carry this game.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. Mata's going to have a game at least, you know. Like, that's a nice thing. He's a much stronger, reliable laner here in regards to he gets a good matchup for himself.
Looks like Team Secret, by the way, is on board with your thought process about which role Naga will play. They ban out the Willow and will probably focus their attention on another Gilgear active hero, which is surprising that the Earth Spirit is still in the pool.
Yeah, I honestly just think the Willow Rubik, those are the Peel 4 position heroes. Okay. Those are the ones that you see a gank coming, you lay down a spell or use a spell and it disrupts it. That's why I thought Shaker, but I just think it's a bit greedy. That's why I think Shaker's kind of farm heavy as a 4 position in this setup. It looks like more mid laners are more farm oriented, so there's not enough farm to go around.
Well, whatever happened to Nyx? Has that hero just been
we've seen it a bit
out of the game?
Gilgear played it last week. Didn't go the way they wanted it to, though. The end up in a Grim.
Oh, Grimstroke. What's the synergy there? Huh, I don't know. Oh, Grimstroke Roy or Beastmaster Grimstroke.
Could be. For sure.
So if they get maybe any sort of follow up to sort of the Naga setup.
10 seconds remaining.
Could be nice.
I think they have enough already. Actually, the Pangolier is pretty solid with the Snapfire ultimate being released. already when the song gets
Radiant
interrupted.
team's turn to pick.
Phoenix.
Okay,
coming out.
there you go.
Normally that's the Tofu hero, by the way. That means maybe Snapfire will be a little bit more active this game.
Yeah, I'm just a bit scared for this Pango Phoenix offlane. I think the Sven AA with the Tusk Roam is going to be quite scary. So if they just get that independent illusion
10 seconds
clear,
remaining.
that eventually can lane against Naga perfectly fine with a few levels.
5 seconds
I
remaining.
mean, is it not a little miserable for Sven to farm into a Phoenix?
Legion Commander.
Choose your hero.
Well, the Legion, Brian, you don't like the Legion. No,
I
you
heard
like-
a deep
yeah.
sigh coming
You like
here.
the Legion here when Secret's last picking
Yeah,
it? Or you-
no, I don't, man. I think Naga, like, yeah, you nuke her illusions, but
Yeah.
eventually Ace feels perfectly comfortable farming by himself, which means they can play around the Beastmaster, which means the bottom half, or sorry, their top half of the map is going to be like Naga City. I think the terrain, I don't know. I'm just going to say right here, like, I thought coming in this series, we were going to have a boring 2-0. And first game, Hellbear Smashers showed some promise. Second game, they took it clean. I think they have the tools to do it again. I'm going to go a little
I'm with you.
here.
I'm with you. I mean, I think how Ace played game 1 and game 2. I think you watching this series, you've got all confidence to say Ace he's on a roll. He's
going to hit some newts, and he's going to be the highest net worth at 15, 20 minutes in the game.
What about Nisha Storm, though? Playing devil's advocate. Don't think I'd ever think I thought I would do that for Nisha, but
as long as Rasmus gets a good timing on the Yules, they're going to have the catch.
Yeah.
They're going to have the way to set up onto the Storm, hit that into the Roar. They're going to be able to kill him. And if we get some good song, like so the song buying time for the Supernova to go off in these team fights, it's going to make it ultimately rather difficult for Secret to fight into. And as we've seen, Ace has farmed that insanely in the last 2 games, that if they keep the game going on a Naga Siren, Ace is going to have just as beautiful of a time cleaning up the map as he did as a Medusa.
Yeah, I just think if you're allowed to farm on the side of Hellbear Smashers, your team fight's like 10 times better. So that means if you're allowed to farm, you'll get the team fights that you want. Naga's going to be the one pushing all the lanes that you need to be pushed. Beastmaster's going to do all the damage in the back. Naga doesn't feel like she has to do damage. She just has to be a distraction. I don't know. I actually like their draft, but you never know. I'd like to
and they got the Beastmaster, right?
They did get the Beastmaster.
I think you're going to be able to abuse the Storm before he hits the 6. The Axis is pretty.
I'm hyped either way.
Either way, indeed, I think we're in for a good one here, and I know that there's 2 people there at least that are very happy with that one. We go going over to Cap and Kyle.
I cannot believe that we're going to see another Beastmaster in this series. But before we spend 90% of the cast talking about it, let's focus on something else. Something that I hate, and I know BSJ shares my hatred of this hero, Legion Commander.
I think it's a great LC game. I think you guys are... hang on, we got some level 1 action. We'll get to it in a moment.
The axes are already out. Tofu's got the fire spirits out as well. That's some strong level 1, but Tofu can't get far enough away. The damage. Oh, he pops a fairy fire. Is he staying alive? No, Zai's going to cut him down. That'll be the first blood for Zai. And an opportunity for him to escape is Smashers. He may lose the second one here. Gilger's going to go down as well. Secret barreling up the high ground and take a great fight for themselves.
Well done. Yeah, so I can agree in some games LC looks a little rough. This is the dream game for you. You've got the AA for the Global Ice Blast to set up for dual additional damage. You have a spread damage carry like Sven who has so much right strength. You get the attack speed bonus. You have a cleanse for the Storm so that he can always get a BKB. And look at the enemy heroes. You can remove Roar. You remove the Axe charges, the Fire Spirits. You nuke and one-shot Naga illusions easily. Plus, this is Zai. This man will ensure he has mana to cast spells. He will not be a Blade Mail AFK farming jungle Legion Commander.
Okay. Got a lot of trust in this LC, but we'll see how the lane plays out for him anyway. Well, these Smashers are going to be swapping things up. They're going to put the Pango Phoenix against the Legion Commander Tusk lane.
Yeah. The Storm mid also way better than the Quap, simply because you can actually push the lanes. High armor, so you can play more in the creep wave, and you can already see Nisha's just doing exactly that. You have to be able to shove lanes into Beastmaster, otherwise you get to do what Nisha did in the first game. And okay, waves pushed, I'll get a rune, I'll go stack, I'll go farm, and eventually you just get out GPM'd, but not having that is Nisha. He can straight up turn mana into damage. He'll get his bottle at about the same time as Stormstormer, and this will be just fine for him.
Nisha, as you can see, well above average win rate on the Storm Spirit. Is going for the board kill, doesn't quite get that extra experience. Yeah, cutting along the side here to poke at Tofu. Now, I know you said the Storm's going to do better, but we have seen a Beastmaster beat a Storm Spirit. I don't know if it was in the Eastern European Division or in the European. Gelger is also going to die. Oh, dear. These supports on Hellbear Smashers are not having a great time. 4-0 for Secret.
That's the other concern is that, yeah, this was a first pick Storm. I see you in chat, you know, are making memes thinking that Secret was losing their step, their touch, but look at the heroes Hellbear picked into it. Both these supports you just feed to the Orchid. You don't have any real point-and-click disables. Sure, you could roar him, you could net him, but those are not spells that are quite reliable against a Storm.
Look at this. He doesn't even have his bottle yet, so he's not going to be able to refill it off of the water rune. So Stormer suffering in the early CS has cost him quite a lot of regen.
God, yeah, he's just
Tofu still level 1. He does have Fire Spirits out, though, so he'll definitely survive here. And if anything, Rasmus keeps this up. He just have a kill on Zai. They do.
Really well done by Tofu. Hits all the spirits, and I don't think Zai really recognized how much damage he would take once that proc landed. The armor reduction, very significant.
Bottom lane now. Gilger's in trouble once again. He will survive. But it does go to show that these side lanes, they may be in for a rough time.
Yeah, and later on in the game, it is Sven versus Naga. Naga's advantage is that you never really run out of gas, and you can always push out lanes quite safely. Then going toe-to-toe, you're going to be able to shred through him.
Did you see that?
What?
Tofu aggroed the easy camp to get the ghost to attack Yapzor. Because Yapzor was closer to the easy camp than him.
That's cute.
Yeah.
You outrun him even boots versus no boots.
Yeah, Puppy surrounded. Very nice surround from Ace. That is a beauty. Oh no! The easy camp got it? What? Are you kidding me?
How's that even possible? He was blocked.
All right. Smashers, they just cannot seem to get a W here. Fire Spirits will help out here. The shards doesn't actually land, and Tofu is able to get away. They are both very low with the creep wave pushing against them too, so.
That was like a scene from Grubby's stream. I've not seen that in some time. He's in that little crystallized area where for some reason there's a choke point, but what even? It's a melee creep. Huh.
It's the kobold with the whip, I think, got him.
Yeah.
The one who has the goblet.
Well, yeah, you're right. E.T.'s little brother.
All right, try again.
Look at the minus armor.
Oh, yeah, seriously. That'll seriously rack up the physical damage when you're able to... Little Shredder, man, that is a broken ability right now. Top lane, they do manage to get the Phoenix again.
Gracious beam.
Yeah.
They're just running out of steam in this top lane. They just cannot fight. Why do you think they went for this matchup, by the way? I feel like, doesn't Naga Siren with her high armor
you
do
can't
okay?
lane against LC.
No.
The Q nukes just straight up shred the illusions, plus you take all the bonus damage. Another kill. Secret is just dominating this laning phase, though thankfully Stormer has caught up. A lot of it is because of the jungle, though, so it's somewhat deceiving.
And he's clearing through some stacks. Nisha doing something similar here with the easy camp. Zai does have Q nuke. He's not going to chase after Rasmus here, or maybe he will. Swashbuckle on through Tofu. He's got another Fire Spirits left. If he lands this, maybe he's got a chance. No, he doesn't. Zapsor.
Really well done. And yeah, I love the build from Zai. This is what you see good LCs do. It's all about the W. Max the W. It's not just heal, it's more attack speed, so you trade more efficiently. And
he just dodged a little bit to the side. I think a couple of swashbuckles missed, and now the W's, he's just resetting up so much.
that is press the attack.
Oh, jump over. Nisha, a big kill here on a Stormer if he can get it. Yeah, he does.
That is so ballsy. He had no real mana. He had just enough to get the WQ off after the big zip. He did not have vision of the actual target either. He just had a nice guess.
Yeah, he had the ward that they placed earlier, but he lost sight from that.
Pushes the wave in. He'll get the power rune.
Yeah, is he going to steal their bounty away from them as well?
Someone
course.
better
Yeah,
help
he gets a
Dyer's
2
middle
for
tower.
it. Nisha's sitting there thinking, are you really going to try to use the same Beastmaster tricks on Dyer's side that I showed you?
Yeah, he has to get the damage to live here. If he doesn't get the zip damage, he does not have the kill on that auto attack.
Matamba Man actually going down here, going to show that this combo
That's what makes LC viable, boys and girls at home. You get your W for free. It heals you for more damage than you take, but it gives you a ton of attack speed. You can push the lane, you can farm jungle. It's really good. You need to have mana. Thank you, Zai. Nisha trying to steal the stack. He's gonna get roared. Gotta be careful. Good zip.
Snare's going to miss.
I love how he zips the ensnare. If he cancels that, he's still in trouble, but
Yeah.
1-4-1, baby. I'm telling you, this is the build. Take note. I don't want to ever see another 4-1-1 with no soul ring ever again in my life, please. It just doesn't scale well enough. The move speed does not increase. Level 1 Q is all you need to close gaps.
Who hurt you, Kyle?
Oh, man. Just so many games lost. So many games lost with L.
So we're looking probably more like 13, 14 here.
To be fair, Ace is also not really having the greatest time, so he's forced to take stacks that otherwise would go to the Beast.
Yeah.
In a perfect world, you've taken bot tier 1, and Ace is free to play Radiant jungle and cut bot in mid waves at times.
Yeah, last time we had 8 camp stacked, I believe, by this point for the Beastmaster. This is quite a big difference, right? The quap from last time, it was intended to get up in the Beastmaster's face. You got to be able to find ways to close that gap.
Yep.
Here, the Storm Spirit has actually had a successful laning phase, so can do that. Rotation is coming to bottom lane, though. Zai was aggressively pushing that tower for this smoke bait.
Yeah, they scan out the top side. They have a feeling, an inkling that something's going on. They know Nisha's off map and was very close to the Orca timing. And he's just
going to make the jump. He goes straight for Rasmus. They're going to make sure this Pango goes 100 to 0 with the Ice Blast coming in. Hops away, and no! Stopped by a snowball. So close. Yapzor, he's going to try and TP away here, and that is not going to happen for you. If it wasn't that, it would have been the Axes. Man, that was a super close call, though.
Yeah, be really careful. Onisha still has that Arcane ready, plus the Fairy Trinket. Spells cost nearly nothing. A lot of space made for Matu as well. Finish the Echo. Looks like BKB will be the next choice, but not as farmed as you would have hoped after the somewhat fortuitous laning phase. And Ace is just straight up farming, man. Doing Naga Siren things.
Naisha, again, he played the Beastmaster. He knows it best, and he's doing kind of what you would expect him to do. He's being very oppressive in his map positioning, just taking away this triangle away from the Beastmaster, saying you're not going to get the chance to farm up those Ancients and stack those camps like I was doing.
Yep.
A regen rune farm as well.
Is it going to break the smoke? Got to be very cautious here, Nisha.
Oh, Storm zipping right on past them, going straight for the Sapphire here. Should be able to get him killed, and jumps away from the rolling boulder before it can land. And he's ready to go back in. So if Smashers, oh no, now he's seen Ace as well. Ace, do you have Song? He does have Song, and he's gonna have to use it here. Ice Blast is coming in. It will barely not land. He's gonna TP away just in case.
Keeps the regen going though. Nisha getting full value out of that rune. It expires just before he hits full mana. Can't ask for more.
Yeah. Which means he can remain active, which means Secret are gonna smoke up.
Remember, there was a slight buff to the Ice Vortex. A little bit less mana, but it's always boosting that magic damage. Storm goes in 25%, 30% at max level. That means the Orchid burn plus all of Storm's abilities, doing that little bit of extra. It's going to be very nice to kill heroes like Storm, or like Naga later on.
Ace is here, and he doesn't have a snap, but he does have a way out. A cookie gives him that short little escape. And Secret's continued aggression is stymied for now.
For Rasmus, I feel like he's played a great game. He's been so active, but 4 deaths and net worth non-existent.
Rasmus going to be targeted here of the duel, and even look at that. Yapzor, he goes for the back line. He knows that Gilger's going to be around trying to cookie people, so he stops that and gets the second kill, and he gets out.
See how much damage Yapzor just took from that tier 2 tower? He had so much minus armor, he took nearly 170 from a single shot.
Yeah.
But this is the trouble with the Hellbear Smashers lineup, is that you saw the first pick Storm, but you can't address it. You have no real stuns. You don't have the greatest team fight. You're just trying to buy time. The trouble is, Beastmaster and Naga, they specialize at doing nothing. They want to be able to farm their own pace, you know, play the game leisurely.
Yeah.
Pangolier, also more of a reactive hero. So you're left in this scenario where you look around, you're like, hey, I thought you were going to do something. I thought you were going to kill. No,
I'm the one hitting creeps. What do you mean?
And the supports are just left to their own devices.
Yeah.
Dying to any Orchid pop-up. The Ags is ready, but are we really going to get that long fight? We will see.
4 minutes slower than Nisha's pickup. And as you said, no way to address the storm.
Soon there's going to be a BKB. 4th slowest across all regions. Most unfortunate.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And that I guess, is the counter to the beast, right? If you don't come online fast enough, the axes are your hero. So suddenly the fight's going to last not quite as long because the enemy side deals a bit more damage and they have more health. And your axes, they need time. That every single round you get off, it's adding more and more damage to the stack.
Seems like Smashers recognize how important just one good team fight is right now.
Indeed. Zai's not trying to give it to him, though. He's camping the tower, spamming that maxed out Q, has the solar crest. He's just a straight up assist right now, playing the D-Wade role. And it's Matu's job to deal the right-click damage, closing in on the BKB.
Closing in. And Hellbear Smashers recognizing that their opportunity is probably gone here.
And Secret's not going to give it to him. They don't want any large team fights. They don't want to dive into a song. Pangolier is still quite intimidating. Keep in mind there's a Phoenix behind him as well. I don't think we've seen an egg, though.
No, we haven't.
But trouble is you don't really have opportunity. You need Secret to make that mistake. Let's see, what's Ace? He's got the Manta, but again, much like the Beastmaster Axe, Ags.
Long zip in to be able to find Rasmus, thanks to a very deep ward that was placed. The Ice Blast will make sure he goes down.
Wow. The zips are just on point.
Yeah, they certainly are.
Necessary to get the kill. He's going for more.
Yeah, Gilger. They tried to go for that tower. They did a lot of damage, but now they got to retreat. They got to get out of here, but they've already targeted the Beastmaster. Tofu with the Sun Rays trying to keep him alive. The Fire Spirits aren't enough either. He's going to dive away. Nisha doesn't have any mana. He does have the extra life, so he's just going to barrel up the high ground.
Dude, that was so good. You see Zai there, the Solar Crest and the Purge on the Roar to immediately then duel. They go for the higher priority kill. Matu was just left to his own devices top. Popped ult, took a tier 2, takes the outpost, and had the BKB. No interrupt for that unless you're going to egg preemptively, and he, I guess, teleports underneath it. It's quite unlikely.
Yeah.
So there's really no fear that he has to play with. Zai dueling 13.
Rasmus maybe just be dead again. The Sunray is there to try and heal him up, but the wall, oh, the punch! The Orchid is not quite enough by itself. He actually stays alive. The Yapster's just going to die. Okay.
Drop the Jeej.
Yeah. Close call. Rasmus this time does estimate correctly that he can live through the attempted burst here. But team farming the hard camp next to your tier 2 says a lot about your map control right now. They just do not feel like
you're going to hit a really strong timing pretty soon, though. That's nearly a max net on Ace, Diffusal queued up. All right? And as soon as you hit that timing, Smashers, you are strong. Aegis will be fading. I believe it is go time. The amount of damage you can output with a Roar, with the little Shredder minus armor, plus the Solar, you're going to shred somebody. But will Zai be in range? You also have the snowball save. It's quite difficult to actually pick off one of these secret cores, especially the Sven with the BKB, but you don't really have any other options. Long fights, though. That's the name of the game. Wait for the BKB to whittle down. Illusion spam, axe spam.
You could see Nisha went back to base because he wants to be full health and full mana, I believe, because they're going for one more assault before the Aegis expires. 40 seconds. This is kind of perfect. He can make super long zips in.
Oh, they're going to see Beast.
And they're going to see the Beastmaster. That's a perfect pickup for them. Exactly who they wanted.
Man, just caught napping there. But this is the trouble. You know, in that first game, felt like Secret's other cores played a lot better around the Beastmaster. In this game, it just doesn't feel like Stormstormer's got space. He doesn't want to be playing mid lane like that. He's got boars to push it. He wants to throw axes and run to the jungle, but it's already been swept by the Naga.
I see him. He's on the low ground. Song, not good enough. They're going to try use a rolling boulder here. Double hit does do a lot. They're certainly going to be able to bring down the Storm Spirit, and now the Aegis is going to allow him to come right back up. Sure, he's stunned instantly, but he's certainly going to be able to jump down Ace. You wait. a second or two later.
That was like a second or two. It was so close to expiration.
We're going to have to see the replay on that one to see just how close it was to Aegis expiring. And that, I mean, that is part of the reason why Secret made that move when they did. Gave themselves ample time to be able to hunt down some heroes, take some team fights. And they certainly got the absolute best.
Just a couple off. Shard now on the LC. Another reason this hero should be built around press the attack. It gives BKB to your allies.
Yeah.
You're playing with Storm Sven. I mean, come on.
Yeah, forget about
Even
it.
as the whip. Man. Assist leader, John Stockton over here. And yeah, let's see. I don't know if we'll see how much time is left through this view. It's close. Click them. 8-7. It's pretty damn close. It's going to be like 2 seconds.
4, 3 seconds.
Close enough. If they just hold the song, you know, it's just a little bit. You can't really time it. Like, you know it's ending soon.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they just didn't have that precise clock. But you also might not expect them to die that quickly. And the trademarked Nisha winning smile. More of a chuckle.
Yeah, bit of a grin. And
he was a mathematical prodigy, so surely.
so he's good with time. That's what you're saying? Okay. Smashers smoked out. They're going to be caught. Okay, the song. This is going to be their first setup. They're going to go ahead, egg it up, Rolling Thunder as well, drop it, and go for the stunts. They're immediately going to try and identify the Legion Commander as a big hero to deal with. They throw a bunch of damage, but it's not quite enough. He managed to get off the press the attack. He goes invulnerable. They dealt with the Ancient Apparition, but only the 5 position going down is not good enough. They need to be able to kill Zai and kill him now. One last axis. It doesn't hit him. Zai gets away with the hell snipping at his ass. He's going to be able to jump out, get a duel as well. That's 5 dead for an Ancient Apparition. And Kyle, it's looking like maybe just straight up a GG's.
I think it might be the GG's. They did get Puppy. That was key. Who bought a Midas, by the way, because why not?
Yeah.
Misery and Ace making sure they take him out, but just not much you do. The trouble is, great initiation, sure, but they just use every shot in their arsenal to open the fight. Sven immediately BKBs, yes, so you're not touching him. Roar also used on him. So Egg, Roar, Song, Rolling Thunder, all on cooldown. You need to kill somebody meaningful, but Storm's not in range. Sven's BKB'd. You blow a ton of damage into Zai, but that Shard, he's able to BKB thanks to press the attack through a couple of those Rasmus Drive roll-bys. Thus, no one dies. AA, not even really needed. 18 charges. Say BKB next choice. And unfortunately, the Secret supports have started to outpace the enemy offlaner. Never a good sign.
No, certainly not. 20,000 damage dealt by Nisha. His Storm Spirit's performance continues to impress. It seems like that stat about him having a much higher than above average win rate on the hero is for good reason. YapzOr is going to get burned out here.
He's going for the snowball into blink out, but you cannot do that with Sunray in play.
Burning away Zai's mana. Okay, that's a good pick off. They've got Song. They've got Supernova up.
Cute little trick. He, I believe, saved Manta, baited Illusions to take the Q, and then ran his real hero up to get the net off, whereas Zai may have assumed it was an illusion.
Part of the reason he also was doing so much damage, the additional minus armor he's getting out of the Shard.
Very significant. Now -8 plus some more slow.
and you throw it away by just 5-manning inside the pit.
Well, they didn't throw it away necessarily. Matu just said, you know what? I've been working out. Let's see what we can get into here. Start some trouble. Watch Denzel and the equalizer. You know, he walks into the bar. He's looking for action. And in this case, there's just nothing you can do. AC completed. He blinks in, pops BKB. You have to song. He wasted a few auto attacks on the egg, but you're already all inside the pit. You take a couple of cleave damage. Rasmus is just like waiting for death. And Nisha spots the real Naga and just straight up body checks him. End of the fight. Song on cooldown. Really, again, same deal. Egg, song used. BKB'd Matu. What? You're not controlling the one guy that counts. He didn't even use the BKB on Nisha. Wasn't necessary.
No.
He has the shard, though.
Oof.
Very strong shard to boost with the Sven.
See that fight again is, I mean, those first couple of hits end up doing so much. The clap on top of all that.
Yeah.
Great ice blast.
Tanisha, he just picks off the snap. He's like, oh, that was the real Naga. You're dead too. You can't take fights this split, but again, problem with the Hellbear Smashers lineup. Who's actually the threat? Beastmaster Naga kind of trying to do the same thing in the fights. You can see disappointment starting to set in. Oh, no.
Smashers.
Not like this.
They moved to the top side of the map. Now Secrets. I thought they were going to go on a bit of a hunt there, but no.
Respect to the squad, though. They're still trying. Rasmus has been in this situation before. You feel the walls closing in, but what are you going to do about it?
Tamaman, swift execution on Tofu before back to business. That business is chopping away buildings. It seems like business is booming right now from Tamaman. He is laying absolute waste. He keeps on being given press the attack, so they remove the disarm. They remove the stacking axes debuff.
Indeed, I expect to hear a full apology from the panel. Legion Commander is a just fine Dota hero. Thank you very much. Ace blows Song just to get out of dodge. Didn't really have a choice. 2 racks down.
Snowball. What happened? Like, this is over. Let's skip. No, this is over. Oh, looks like they called GG, maybe. Matu with the push. They go for down bottom. And how? Oh, buyback is there. But will it be enough? Oh, the zip and Rasmus in trouble. The Lotus of the roar into the onto Sven. The egg. Is it good? Sleep. The combo lands on Nisha in trouble. Nisha getting rooted is the damage.